Hey, today I'm going to teach you how to play an acoustic cover of Sour Girl by the Stone Temple Pilots. And we'll go through all the different parts of the song, the intro, the verse, the chorus, the bridge, and an ending. I've already posted my performance of the whole song, so you can check that out by visiting the link in the description below. The song has a really cool intro and it sounds like this. You may also see people play it in the open position instead of at the 5th fret where I was. So Dean DeLeo, the guitarist for the Stone Temple Pilots, he plays it at the 5th fret. If you're more of a beginner or you have trouble with barring, you can certainly play it in the open position. That works too. The notes are the same either way. There's just a slight tonal difference, right? It sounds a little bit different compared to the same kind of difference that you might get if you were moving your pick to different parts of the string. I'll show you both ways to play it at the 5th fret or in the open position. We'll start with the 5th fret. So the first phrase, you're playing the 5th fret of the A string, then the 7th fret, 8th fret. Then you're going to keep that bar, first finger bar, held down while you hit the 4th string and the 3rd string, and then back to the 7th fret of the A string. If you listen to an acoustic version of him playing it, or my acoustic version, you can make this little change, which is just doing a hammer-on of that 8th fret from the 7th fret. So you play 5, 7, and then instead of putting your finger down immediately, you hit the 7 again, and then throw the pinky in there. The second phrase starts on the 8th fret of the 6th string, moving to the 5th fret of the A string, 6th fret of the A string, and then again that bar held down, which allows you to get 5, 5 on the 4th string, 3rd string. And then back to the 5th fret of the A string. You can do the same deal with the hammer-on. This time the hammer-on would be from 5 to 6. Third phrase, 3 times on the 7th fret of the E string, 8th fret, the notes under the bar, this time 5th string, 4th string. Back to the 7th fret. Again, if you want the hammer, it's 7 to 8. And then F bar chord, sliding up to a G bar chord. Sometimes you don't hear that slide, it's just more strummed. But I like the slide. So let's hear that whole thing slowly. And if you want to hear it with the hammers, like this. So now I'll show you how to play the intro if you want to do it in the open position. First phrase. So you're starting on the open D string to the 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Keep holding that note down while you then play the 3rd string open, 2nd string 1st fret, and then the 4th string 2nd fret. So that's, and you hear how that makes a chord. Those notes are all ringing and still ringing when you resolve there. You can also do that with a hammer-on, hammering your 3rd finger in after you play the 2nd fret. So open, 2nd, hit the 2nd again, hammering the 3rd finger. 2nd phrase starts on the C, 3rd fret of the A string. Hit that twice. Open D, 1st fret of the D string. Keep holding that while you play open G, and then the 1st fret of the B string. Keep holding that finger while you then let go of the 1st finger and hit the open D. So like this. And if you want to do the hammer-on, it's hitting the D string again and hammering the 1st finger on. 3rd phrase starts on the A string 2nd fret. Hit it 3 times. 3rd fret. Keep holding that. Open D, open G, and back to the 2nd fret of the A string. Or with a hammer on, hammer. And then an F bar chord. Sliding up to a G bar chord. So let's listen to that all the way through. Faster. And that's the intro. So now let's move on to the verse. She turned away, what was she looking at? She was a sour girl the day that she met me. So you're moving through a series of 4 chords. This first one, beautiful sounding chords, by the way. This is a D add 4 over A. Think of it as being similar to a C chord. And then you add your pinky. You move your 3rd finger to the G bass note. And you're leaning this finger a little bit so that it's blocking the A string. And then you slide that up 2 frets. And that's our first chord. The next chord, still blocking this A string. This is a B flat major 9. Moving to an F bar chord. And then a G, which you should finger with the 3rd and 4th fingers so that it's easy to grab a G sus4 by putting your 1st finger down on the 1st fret of the second string. So in slow motion, so the strumming pattern slowly: bass note, upstroke, percussive strum, which is just letting your right hand touch the strings before your pick does, or kind of almost at the same time, in order to get that sound. Bass up into your next chord, up, pause, up, down, up, lifting your hand off to move to the F, bass up, again that percussive. On the G, it's up, pause, up on the sus4, and then down. So, and then there'll be another upstroke as you're moving back to start over. And keep in mind that you can just, from the G, slide these two fingers back up here to find your D add 4 over A. So putting that all together slowly. At speed. So you're just going to repeat that first pattern a bunch of times until you get to the chorus. The chorus sounds like this. What would you do? What would you do if I follow you? What would you do? I follow. So this is again moving through a series of really nice chords. So this first chord is a B flat, add 2 sharp 11. That's the sharp 11, that E note. It's a bit dissonant on top of that chord. This is similar to the chord in the verse that we had. The next chord is an F major 9 over A. And then I'm just using my third finger here to block that E string so it won't make any noise. Then move to a standard C. And the G we had earlier. Then B flat. F but over A. G. And then you're going to slide this shape up to the 7th fret, and then up to the 10th fret. Strumming for this section. So that's down, 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 up, percussive. And then arriving on the new chord with an upstroke. Up, down, down, up, down, up. And then a similar strum here. Same deal for the next two. And then the G. Which is a bit different. Down, down, up. I'm going to arrive at the 7th fret on the up. And then going from the 7 to the 10, it's also landing on an up. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So let's look at that whole thing slowly. How you strum that last little bit will depend on whether you're going back to a verse or onto the bridge. If you're going back to the verse, you do what I just did, and then that sounds like this. And so on. When you're going to the bridge, it begins like the intro. That comes in on beat 4. This is a pickup, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So you have to take away the last down up strum from the end of the chorus in order to fit these two notes in. So that sounds like this. Okay. Counting there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the bridge begins with the intro that we learned before. The girl got reasons. So you just have to pause. Pause there. The girl got reasons. They all got reasons. Again, pausing after that 7th fret. The girl got reasons. They all got reasons. Now you're back into the chorus, and if I didn't mention it earlier, these choruses, the first chorus you play that progression one time. In these later choruses you have to play the progression twice through, and after that chorus we're back to a verse pattern to the end of the tune. On the studio version of the song it fades out, and so we need to find a way to end the song if we're playing it live. I like to end on this chord, the one we started on once the strumming started. So it would sound like this. So you can do a little roll on that chord, meaning play through it slightly slower. I like to block that 3rd string because this chord, if you leave it open, is a little bit less resolved. By blocking that, I'm just leaning this finger a little bit to block that string. Now we get a chord that has a bit more finality to it. Also, you may have noticed that I slow down a little bit on the chords leading up to the ending there, so that's going to let the listener know that you're coming to an end. Well, that's the whole song. I hope you enjoy learning it, and I'll see you again soon.